Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, have zoned their 2025 presidential ticket to southern Nigeria for a single four-year term and the vice presidential candidate to the north. While the southern part of the country is made up of southeast, southwest, and south-south geopolitical zones of the country. With this development, it has cleared the way for the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, and other southern aspirants to process and purchase the electoral presidential forms of the party. The motion was moved by the member representing Ogbaru constituency of Anambra State in the 10th National Assembly, Afam Victor Ogene, and was adopted by the delegates. Well, to discuss further on this NDC zoning of the presidency to the south and Kwankwasia's endorsement come 2027, former spokesman for the NNPP, Ladipo Johnson, joins us now. Welcome to Newsday. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here on the show.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me on the show. Good afternoon.
So with your experience as the former spokesperson for the party, NNPP, how does the NDC's decision to zone the presidency to the south change any of the third force calculuses that Rabiu Kwakwanso had spent countless years building up until this point?
Yes, we are quite pleased with the development. Looking at where Nigeria is at the moment, coming from 8 years of the late President Buhari's tenure, and 4 years of President Bola Tinubu, some people in the country, a lot of people in the country feel that for the sake of the unity of the country, that it would be just right to let the south, the southern part, continue with the presidency for another 4 years. Now, if you are not enamored by what is going on in the country at the moment, surely there are other people from the south. And in our party, we have His Excellency Peter Obi there. And you've seen that Senator Kwakwanso, on his part, has thrown his weight behind this decision because he believes that the unity of Nigeria is paramount to personal ambition. And I dare say he will support Mr. Peter Obi as he begins this journey, hopefully winning the election in January next year.
Well, of course, the APC has reacted, and they believe that the NDC zoning its ticket to the south, does not constitute a significant threat to to President Bola Tinubu's victory in 2027. According to the APC chairman, it seems the PDP is even more formidable than the NDC, despite, all the internal political turmoil that the PDP has been experiencing in recent times. I would just like you to react to this, the fact that the APC seems confident enough that the NDC cannot in any way, shape or form constitute a significant threat to the APC.
Well, we wouldn't expect them to say anything else. That is what they'll say. They did their very best to ensure that the parties, some of the other opposition parties, have legal problems. Virtually every party has one form of problem or the other. And we heard from a top-ranking member of government saying to a member of the House of Reps, stay there, scatter them, cause problems for them. So we've seen that has been the style, and that has been their strategy all along. Well, we thank God these two gentlemen, that's Mr. Peter Obi and Senator Kwakwanso, are now able, by God's special grace, by the end of the month, will be on a joint ticket. And we will wait to see. There's some time. Well, when it comes to January, we'll see what they're saying. They like to brag, they like to talk, but it's not really about us. It's about the people of the country. And if they try to, you see, I think there are two Nigerias at the moment. The APC tends to think that there's no problem in the country. When you hear their spokespersons, or you hear their acolytes speaking, you just wonder if we're in the same country. If it is the same country where millions of people have fallen into poverty, etc. So I will just say we're not here to gloat. We're here to work with the people of Nigeria. Mr. Peter Obi will take his message out to the country, I'm sure. And I'm sure a lot of people will align with it. The unity, the leadership that has been shown by the NDC by zoning to the south for the next 4 years, the presidency that is remarkable. And as I said earlier, it shows that people like Senator Kwakwanso are willing to step down their personal ambition for the greater unity of Nigeria. So we're happy with that. And yes, let them continue to gloat. We'll meet them at the ballot box if they are able to allow INEC to have a free, fair election. They probably will not do that because they know they'll lose once the election is free and fair. But we'll wait to see.
We certainly do wait to see. Now, critics might say that zoning is a bit of an old school formula and an APC PDP tactic. Why has the NDC adopted this traditional approach instead of maybe going for purely merit-based selection?
Oh, it's merit-based. You see, when you have a constitution that talks about federal character, the framers of the Constitution obviously realize that we're different people. We have various people, religion, etc. in the country. And in federating together, the federating units have to feel that they're represented. And if you have a unit in the country that hasn't been in government in a long time, hasn't been represented at the top of the government, then you have to begin to think about it. And you see, I am one who normally would say no to zoning, but you cannot tell me that after the performance or lack thereof of this government, for the ineptitude that has been shown for the last 3 years, that someone in the Southeast, like Mr. Peter Obi, would not be able to do what they're doing. So in this case, in the practical case that we have in Nigeria, it doesn't deny us of people with talent or skills. We have millions of Nigerians who can do better than what is being done now. So there's nothing wrong with us zoning it to the South. And of course, we know that a lot of us, 99% of the party is hopeful that it will be Mr. Peter Gregory Obi.
Now, it's very clear, that the opposition, of which the NDC is one, has been trying to put its house in order in a bid to launch a formidable challenge to the APC's leadership in 2027. But I'm wondering how much of this current political maneuvering really is about ideology and national interest, or is it simply about power negotiation among the elites? What are your thoughts on this?
No, you see, it's really, I am lucky. Virtually everyone knows that the NNPP, which I moved from, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, are slightly left of center. He believes in free education, this, that. Well, it's been constant. In Kano, you've seen that. Now we know Mr. Peter Obi as well. So these two gentlemen have their ideologies are very clear. They will need to do some merging before the elections. We're talking about primaries here and what have you. Definitely, we will be coming out with a joint platform, with a manifesto that will be not only, we will not only sell to Nigerians, but that will lift us all out of the doldrums that we find ourselves in. But on the other hand, you see the movements that has happened, the unfortunate movement that has happened for them from party to party to party is not due to a lack of ideology. It is due to the fact that you have all these pitfalls being put in the opposition parties. You have people who are maybe sent to you, or you have people who were in and have been bought, etc., etc. Whichever way you look at it, the opposition space, multi-party opposition space, has contracted over time. It's become very difficult. We do not know what the decision will be about the ADC, etc. So I always tell Nigerians that if you are talking about the movement of these gentlemen before arriving at in the NDC, look at the context in which it has happened. It has nothing whatsoever to do with whether they have an ideology or have integrity. They do have integrity, and they have strong ideology that they believe in. But on the flip side, what I will be calling on is to ask Nigerians, the average Nigerian voter, that do we Nigerians as a whole have things we believe in, some sort of ideology? If it isn't the bag of rice that the APC tends to distribute, or stomach infrastructure, and we actually believe this should be done educationally, in security, industrial development, agric, etc., etc., then you will now listen to people who, at the last election, went around, campaigned, debated, unlike someone who's run government for 3 years, who was not able to go to one single debate during the last cycle to talk about what he wanted to do for the people. And those who voted for him now see the effect of that. Because at least if you hear the person debating, you have some hope that he knows what he wants to do. He might go in and do something else, I know, but at least he knows what he wants to do. And that is what we're saying, that this time around, Nigerians, I like that you've brought up the issue of ideology. Nigerians should talk to candidates up and down the ballot, Senate, reps, House of Assembly, governorship, presidency. Let us know what you want to do. Talk to us. How? Where are we? How did we get here? And where do you want to move us in the next 4 years, in the next 8 years, in the medium term, in the long term? Give Nigerians something to think about. Let's move away from ethnicity and religion. Let's begin to talk about the future of our children, about the economy, etc. So I like the question you've asked, but I assure you, Mr. Peter Obi and Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, they're both ideological persons, and they've started the process of merging the extensive manifestos they both had last time. And of course, these things have changed because certain things have changed in the country. Insecurity is worse. The economy is worse. So certain things have to change. But we are already working on all those things.
Well, we certainly hope so. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Ladipo Johnson, NDC Chieftain, thank you for having this discussion.